Alright, well today we are automotive electricians. That is the inside of a Delco Remy alternator. Cheapest one on eBay was chrome. It was like $58. And it broke already. Figure that. So this is an old one I had. I don't know if it was good or not or whatever. But before I took the new one apart that I, potentially could at least go spend another $50 and have somebody rebuild it, I wanted to see what I could do by taking this old one apart. Is it something that I can do? Is it something that I can fix? I called an alternator shop and told him, I said, well, I think it's just the regulator. And he said, well, it's just as easy to change any part in it. So that got me thinking. I was like, if he said it's just as easy to change anything in it, I'm pretty sure I could do it. So, basically, we'll go over to the old one first. So I took this thing apart, and obviously this thing's been sitting for a long time. It did work, but I wanted the reliability, so I bought a new one. That's kind of the whole point behind this truck having a whole bunch of new stuff on it, is I want something reliable. This is your voltage regulator. I'm pretty confident this is what was bad in the truck alternator. Because what it would do is sometimes it wouldn't charge, sometimes it would charge fine, sometimes it would peg at like 18 volts. Terrible. So after a few minutes of some short research, I found that that could also be caused by unwanted resistance, and that's exactly what I found. If you see this kind of black, that's actually the positive off the back. And I think I said it in one of my earlier videos where I was like, man, I don't want to mess with this thing too much because it was loose. Right out of the brand new box, it was loose. But I'm thinking like tractors, I've rebuilt tractor starters and stuff, and like where this would be sticking out of the case on the side of a tractor starter, typically there would be a nut on the back side with a wire on it. I didn't expect it to be this whole big long stud, and the nut on the top was loose. So that commenced to fry this. This is a voltage rectifier. There's a series of 6 diodes in there that somehow, through the magical wisdom of like Einstein or somebody, turns alternating current into direct current. And it's all burnt up. So got the grinder there with a cutoff wheel, because that's what you use to smooth surfaces. Sandpaper would have done fine, but I had that sitting there, and that's what I used. So this was all black and burnt. So that's all cleaned up. The wire right here was burnt off, so I've put a new end on it, crimped it pretty good. Good enough, I hope, or I guess. Let's see, anything I'm missing or overran. I should have taken video from the beginning, but I didn't. Brushes were fairly easy, just like a lawnmower starter. There's a pilot hole, you put them back in, you stick a pin through it, and then when you put it all back together, you just pull the pin out. One thing that is different, definitely, is you see this guy right here? That is a condenser. That is the same thing that would be inside of a point style distributor, or maybe I think an HEI also uses that. That is just for electrical noise, to keep the noise off your radio, the electrical interference. This has the spot in the case for one, and it also has the bolt hole for it on the rectifier there, but there isn't one, and it has this extra wire. Remember I said that was burnt off? That one doesn't have it. It doesn't even have the hole for it. In that brush assembly, I'm going to call it, but who knows? I don't know what it is. So I'm just going to put this one back together the way I took it apart, with my wire fixed and my connection cleaned, and then I've got to run a tap or something over this bolt and make sure it's going to tighten down. So yeah, give me a minute and we'll see if this thing charges. Alright, so sorry for the wait. It was a while for me, probably not long for you, but it's about an hour later, and hopefully you can see that. Charging good. Right where it's supposed to be, just above 13. So I just put it on here, started it up, and Yeah, the lighting's bad. I mean, it was dark by the time I had it on there. That's it. You can't see it, but yeah, it's doing good. No complaints about it. Hopefully it lasts. The only time it's going to tell, you know, when I drive it to work in the morning. But I'd say that's a successful repair. And I would say that, well, today we learned how to fix alternators. So, till next time, thanks. Well, I don't know if you can hear the radio on the way to work, but minus the fact that it's an old turn dial radio, there's not a lot of static. I'll tell you why. Yeah, that little condenser piece, I decided to go ahead and put it in, so I said, why not? You know, if it's going to help the radio, we'll have it. So, still charging good, temperature's good, oil pressures are good. I'd call that one a success.